Hi everyone, this is Dr. A. Raghukumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Studies, Dr. NGP Arts and Science College. Today we are going to discuss about net income approach. It is one of the topic of capital structure. What's a capital structure? Capital structure is the particular combination of debt and equity used by a company to finance its overall operation and growth. Say for example, the financing or capital structure decision is a significant decision making. It influences the shareholders' risk return. At the same time, the market value of the share may be affected by the capital structure decision making. So there are two concepts. One is debt, another one is equity. Debt come in the form of issues or loans. Equity may become in the form of common stock, preferred stock, or retained earnings. Then there are components of capital structure. There are two components of capital structure. It means that the long-term funds capital structure can be broadly divided into two categories. One is ownership capital, second one is borrowed capital. What's ownership capital? Ownership capital is like equity capital, preference capital, and retained earnings. Second one is borrowed capital. It's like debentures and loans. Say for example, a company 1 lakh rupees of capital structure. How it can be divided? So say 40% of long-term debt, 10% of preferred stock, and 50% of common stock. So 40,000 of long-term debts, 10,000 of preferred stock, and 50,000 of common stock. This is the way of capital structure. The next one is types of capital structure. Types of capital structure can be classified into three types. One is simple capital structure, second one is compound capital structure, third one is complex capital structure. What is a simple capital structure? Simple capital structure consists of single security base. It means equity share issued by the company or concerned company. Second one is compound capital structure. It combination of two security base, either equity share or preference share, or equity share and debentures. Third one is complex capital structure. What is the complex capital structure? It is combination of more complex capital structure like equity share or multiple capital, or like as a multiple capital structure, equity share or preference share or debentures or loans from financial institution. This is the complex capital structure. Next one is capital structure theory. There are four theories are there. One is net income approach, that is called NI. Second one is net operating income approach, that is called NOI. Third one is TA. Fourth one is Modigliani-Miller approach. NI, NOI, TA and MM approach. Let us discuss the net income approach. This approach has been suggested by David Duran. This approach can be considered of total value of the firm. It means if there is a changes in capital structure, at the same time overall cost of capital as well as total value of the firm also change. Okay, it means that there are two changes. One is overall cost of capital, another one is total value of the firm. If there is a changes in capital structure, there is a formula of net income approach. V is equal to E plus T. What is the V? V is nothing but value of the firm. E is equal to market value of the equity. D is equal to market value of the debt. Are you clear? So market value of the equity can be calculated as follows. That is called E. E is equal to NI by KE. What's the NI? NI is nothing but earnings available for equity shareholders. What's the KE? KE is equal to equity capitalization rate. Are you clear? So in this formula itself we can easily understand the problem as well as answer also. How? See, D value will be given in your question. E value will not be given your question. So if you want to find out the E, first we should find out the NI. Are you clear? So now let us discuss the problem. So I'll read the question, then you can easily understand. So X Limited is expecting an annual EBIT of rupees 1 lakh. The company has rupees 4 lakhs in 10% debentures. The cost of equity capital or equity capitalization rate is 12.5%. You are required to calculate the total value of the firm. Also state the overall cost of capital. There are two questions we have to find out. One is total value of the firm, another one is overall cost of capital. This is the question. So you should understand what are the values are given in your question and what are the values are not given in your question. Let us explain one by one. First one is EBIT, it means earning before interest and tax is given in your question. Rupees 1 lakh. What's the debentures value? Debentures value is rupees 4 lakh. What's the percent? 10%. Interest percent is 10%. So the cost of equity capital or application rate KE value is 12%. So there are four values are given: EBIT, debentures, interest, and capitalization rate. Are you clear? So NI value will not be given. So E value also not given. So we have to find out one by one. Okay. Let us go for solution. So what is the first one? Statement showing value of the firm. First one is earning before interest and tax. What is the value? 1 lakh. You know very well. Then interest at 10% on rupees 4 lakhs. 4 lakh into 10 divided by 100 will get 40,000. Are you clear? It means that first we have to, what's the formula? V is equal to E plus D. Are you clear? So D value is given, E value is not given. So you have to find out the E value. How we can find out the E value? There is a formula. E is equal to NI by KE. KE value is given. That is our capitalization rate. NI is not given. That means earnings available for equity shareholders. How we can calculate the NI value? That's a formula. EBIT minus interest, you get NI value. It means earning before interest and tax minus interest, you get earning available for equity shareholders. Okay. So what is the EBIT value? EBIT value is 1 lakh minus interest or 10% on debentures 4 lakh. 4 lakh into 10 divided by 100, you get 40,000. Therefore 1 lakh minus 40,000, you get 60,000. That is called NI. It means earnings available for equity shareholders. Next, equity capitalization rate is 12.5%. Are you clear? So now we can apply the E value. If you can find out the E value. How we can find out the E value? There is a formula. NI is equal NI divided by KE. Alright. It means earnings available for equity shareholders divided by equity capitalization rate. NI value is 60,000 divided by KE percent is 12.5. Therefore, 60,000 divided by 12.5%, you get 4,80,000. This is called E. That is called market value of the equity. Are you clear? So, next, what is the next one? Market value of the debt. Already given your question. The value is 4 lakhs. Alright. Now we can apply, we can find out the total value of the firm. What's the formula of total value of the firm? That is called E plus D. V is equal to D plus D. Are you clear? E is nothing but market value of the equity and D is nothing but market value of the debt. So as we found earlier, E value. What's E value? 4,80,000. What's the D value? 4 lakh. Therefore, 4,80,000 plus 4 lakh, you get 8,80,000. Okay, this is called total value of the firm. That is called V. The next one is we should calculate the overall cost of capital. What's the form of overall cost of capital? K is equal to EBIT divided by V. It means K is nothing but overall cost of capital. EBIT is nothing but earning before interest and tax divided by value of the firm. Because EBIT value is already in our question. Recently we have found V value. So we can apply the formula. EBIT value is 1 lakh. Then V value is 8,80,000. Now apply the formula. 8,80,000 divided by 1 lakh divided by 8,80,000, you get 11.36%. Are you clear? So this is we have to calculate. Once again I tell you that how to calculate the overall cost of capital. K is equal to EBIT divided by V. EBIT value is 1 lakh. Then V value is 8,80,000. Therefore 1 lakh divided by 8,80,000, you get 11.36%. Are you clear? Once again I recall the entire concept of net income approach calculation. So there is a formula. V is equal to E plus D. V is nothing but value of the firm. E is equal to market value of the equity. D is equal to market value of the debt. Are you clear? So very simple. We have to find out the V. How we can find out the V? E plus D. E value will not be given. D value will be given in your question. Are you clear? So how you can find out the E value? E value you can find out through NI by KE. What's NI? NI is nothing but earnings available for equity shareholders. Am I right? What's the KE? Capitalization rate. Are you clear? So if you apply the formula NI by KE, you get E value. Are you clear? Next, debtor is given. What's the next one? We get to find out the value of the firm. How we can find out the value of the firm? E plus D. E value is already given. E value here, recently we have found E value, and D value already given your question. Now E plus D, you get V value. Then finally we should find out the overall cost of capital, that is called K. Are you clear? What's the K formula? EBIT divided by V. Are you clear? EBIT value is given in your question. Then V value we have to we found recently. Then apply the formula EBIT divided by V, you get K value. Are you clear? Therefore, earning before interest and tax 1 lakh minus interest 40,000, you get NI value, that is called 60,000. Then equity capital ratio is 12.5%. Then market value of equity is equal to NI by KE. Therefore, 60,000 divided by 12.5%, you get 4,80,000. Then market value of the debt is 4 lakhs. Then formula is V is equal to E plus D. 4 lakh plus 4,80,000, you get 8,80,000. Then finally, K is equal to EBIT by V. EBIT value is 1 lakh, V value is 8,80,000. Therefore, 1 lakh divided by 8,80,000, 11.36. Are you clear? This is where you have to calculate. Only thing is you have to understand the formula. Are you clear? It is very simple. You can to calculate. Thank you.